What's up, y'all? Welcome to Conversation Piece with Patrick Armstrong. I am the titular Patrick, and this is a show where we talk about the missing pieces of the conversations we're already having. Shout out to all our returning listeners, and a high five and hello to everybody joining us for the very first time. I appreciate y'all being here in month 2 of 2024. My guest today is the best host in the game. She is a storyteller, global brand marketer, and one of the voices of both the Indiana Pacers and the Indiana Fever. She's also the founder and owner of the Speaking Company, which teaches public speaking classes here in Indianapolis and motivates, educates, and equips learners to communicate on purpose. On top of all that, she's a fellow Boilermaker and also hails from the region. Shout out to the 219. It is my honor and privilege to welcome Olivia West to the show. Olivia, thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
When I was driving here, there was like this little tune in my head, like, Liv is on the podcast, Liv is on the podcast. So if you need to like spin that for your outro, totally.
I love that. We might have to do something with that. I'll put that on John to figure something out with that. But for people who don't know, Olivia and I met at about 6 a.m. one Wednesday, I believe, for the November project at the Bicentennial Plaza right outside of Gamebridge. And I was only showing up so I could beat Samson Livingston for her upcoming guest on this show at shooting the basket. And I don't think that I did, but that was where I met Olivia, who can shoot and hoop herself.
There we go. Tell the people that because sometimes, right, the role that I serve around and near basketball games, you never get to see me play.
Right.
Like the only reason that people assume that I can play is because I'm tall, you know. But anyway, yeah,
that's a stereotype that we don't play into.
Exactly. Yeah. But I'm like, I guess I'll take it, you know, especially when I'm wearing like some really cool gear. They're like, "Are you in the WNBA?" I'm like, no, but I'm flattered that they might think that.
For sure. Have you ever went with a yes and just played it up?
No, just because I'm not a liar, but
Ooh, I like that.
I've definitely wanted to say yes, for sure.
I like
that. So I, as you said, serve as the host for the Indiana Fever WNBA team and the Indiana Pacers NBA team. And thankfully, both teams are having and have had a great season. So Indiana Fever, we got the number one round draft pick last year, and we're getting it again this year. So I've been praying for Caitlin Clark. Come on now. But even if we don't get her, we got a great team, amazing fans, and we are revved up and ready to go. And then the Pacers, I mean, like, if this mic could drop, it should drop because they are killing it this year, for real.
100%.
A young team, right?
Yeah.
No one was expecting anything. To the final round in the in-season tournament, and then like Tyrese Halliburton leading the East for All-Star guards. Come on now, put some respect on our city.
100% All-Star guard for the city with the All-Star game. We're going to be talking about that, and I do have some Pacers and Fever questions. We're going to get into that for sure. I gave you a little bit of an intro coming in, but for folks who don't know who you are, do you mind sharing just a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Olivia West. I grew up in northern Indiana in this small town called LaPorte. LaPorte is most known for our county fair. It's the oldest county fair in the state. And I actually grew up showing horses, showing pigs, and playing basketball. And you're probably like, what a combination. But that's yeah, you're like, not me. But yeah, that's how I grew up. Have a wonderful, beautiful family. My mother is the GOAT. She's awesome, raised me. Went to public school for high school, went to Purdue University. Was so blessed to receive a full ride scholarship. So Purdue did me right.
Okay.
Whenever someone's like, "Oh, I use better," I'm like, "I went to Purdue for free."
Yeah. Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And then I moved to Indianapolis about 3 years ago, and I came for a corporate job. I stayed for something much different, though.
Ooh. Okay. Do you mind sharing what you stayed for?
I stayed because here I can create. I can just become whatever I wanted to become here. And if you would have told me 3 years ago that I would be here in the center court with a sold-out NBA game night after night, I don't know if I would have believed you.
Sure.
But I'm so thankful that it happened. I'm so thankful. And it's a testament to the people in this city, to the organizations, and just the ability to have fertile ground that you can just be whoever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. You can create. You can magnify. I mean, this city has just loved me so well. And I have a few amazing friends who've just poured into me, as well as my corporate job that brought me here, just continuing to fill me up. And now I'm just pouring out.
I love that. I've listened to a few podcast episodes that you're on before coming into here, and everybody mentions your energy. They talk about the energy that you bring. And I knew that having met you the one time and then having seen you do your thing in Cambridge. But I really feel it. And like you were talking, I'm like, I don't want to talk anymore. I'm just going to let you solo it up. But seriously though, this energy is infectious, and it like just talking about the city in that way. I feel like we need more people talking about it like that. And understanding like, oh, we can create here. We can do these things here. You can find who you want to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and sometimes, right, people don't want to talk that talk. Okay, just watch the way I live. Just watch the way I walk. I mean, I could not name another place right now that I could have had these same platforms and these same opportunities. Like, I'm telling you, someone saw me at a Fever game and is like, we have a corporate lunch and we want to pull you over for this, or we're having this like super fun sporting event on a Saturday. Will you MC this? To now I'm like the spokesperson for minority business organizations. So it's just a beautiful journey. I mean, people are reaching out all the time. Hey, can we partner? Can I work with you? And it's like, yeah, what do you got? And they're like, we'll come up with it.
We'll make it up.
Yeah,
with
like
you.
we will make it happen. And then for All-Star to come to our city, you know, even before I was tapped in and plugged in with All-Star, I just thought about All-Star and I was like, I think we're all the real All-Star.
I love it.
I mean, they're coming to our city.
Yeah.
Like the NBA could have gone anywhere. The last All-Star game we had was 1985 and now 2024. I mean, look at what they've done downtown.
Yeah.
All the building, all the construction, and we've built something amazing too, between the brands that we have here, the businesses, all of the partnerships, the creative collaborations, as well as the actual athletes and celebs that'll be here. Listen, it doesn't matter if you got a brand or business. During All-Star Weekend, you can be the All-Star. At least let it
100%.
inspire you.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like, go and immerse yourself in the activities and the things that are going on.
Yeah.
I'll actually have a 2-week-old child at that time, trying to figure out how to get him on a walk and talk to have the record for the youngest participant of a walk and talk. But just thinking about how do I just immerse myself and see what the city has to offer, even if you're here? Because I was talking about with some people, you know, Super Bowl was the last like big professional sporting event, you know, outside of the tournament, the NCAA tournament that comes here every few years or every so often. And I feel like people forget sometimes that big stuff happens and can happen here, and like who and what communities are here driving that. And that's one of the reasons I'm so excited for All-Star, even though I probably won't be able to do as much as I want, is because just like you said, you know, you can be that All-Star, you can be that person. And it doesn't mean that you have to be the face of anything. It means that you are out engaging, being a part of the community, and then from there, letting the organic opportunities come.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's all it takes to be an all-star, is using your gift in service to others.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when I was in middle school, well, honestly, middle school and high school, I've never been good at math. Okay, I'm just going to say it.
Same.
Not that great at math, right?
I feel you.
And I remember being in absolute agony and crying over my calculus book, like at my mom's kitchen table, like, Mom, I'm so bad at math. And she would just say, honey, it's okay. You have the gift of gab. I was like, I want to be good at math, though. Thank goodness I'm not good at math.
Yeah.
Right? Like, thank goodness I have the gift of gab and that I've been able to then manipulate it in service to others.
100%.
Right? Like, that's what's so cool. I was so upset that I wasn't good at math or good at calculus. Thank goodness I didn't have that gift, because it would make me really ineffective at what I'm doing now.
Sure. And shout out Mom for affirming that. You know, how many parents don't affirm their kids' like natural abilities?
Yeah.
And then they go off in a direction. It takes them forever to find their way back to what it is that they really wanted to do, their passion.
Absolutely. And I mean, getting education is great, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll never discourage college or like training. I mean, that's all very good stuff, right? Purdue is super formative for me.
Yeah.
What about you?
100%. Well, it was formative in maybe not the best ways. I actually dropped out after 2.5 years. I don't know if we talked about this, but I was in this period of like rejecting my identity as an Asian really hard. And I just felt like I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what I was doing, and I was wasting everyone's time, including my own. And so I just went right into the workforce and did a bunch of different stuff. But there's just been some moments that happened during my time here that have always either drawn me back or stuff that I can look back on as like, oh, this actually pushed me in this direction or that direction, and serves as something to help me continue to figure out like what it is I'm supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. Isn't that so cool though?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, sometimes those trials can lead to major trophies.
100%.
And I think when it comes to me and my journey and my path, I mean, there are some things that I've failed at. Like, there are some things that I'm very ineffective at, but that's only pushed me closer to the things that I'm great at. and the ways that I'm really able to help and impact people. I mean, right now, right, as I'm like still thinking about how I'm developing in my, my corporate job, one of the things that everyone wants to be better at is like data and analytics.
Right.
And I'm sitting there like, yeah, that's not how I'm going to win, right?
Sure.
I'm going to win by communicating and influencing others. So if you want me to do a data position, I'll find another job because I need to put myself in the best place to serve others. And that's always going to be with the gifts that you've been given.
100%.
So I brought my phone out because right before I joined you tonight, I went to this young professional meeting. It's called The Exchange at the Indianapolis Urban League.
Okay.
And Professor Lyle, brilliant guy, he was giving a presentation about personal branding. And he presented this poem. It's by Dr. Seuss. And it says, "Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you." And it's like, dang. There's no one like me.
Yeah.
And there's no one like you. And there's no one that can do the things that you do, how you do them.
100%.
And the world is waiting for what you got.
100%. It's like, it's the power of your individual experience. Nobody shares that. Even if you share an identity or a part of the same community, you are you. Nobody is youer than you. And that's what makes the community great. That's what makes this city great, is because we all, or when we all find ourselves in our individual talents, whether it's audio engineering or making music, whether it's being behind the camera and putting out all of that kind of incredibly produced content, whether it's the gift of gab, whether it's whatever I do, I'm still figuring it out. But, we all have those things that we bring to the table, and it makes the community stronger. It makes the community more whole because we're not all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
If you were forced into the data job, it probably keeps the data job from somebody who actually is gifted in the data and who can really do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so this is like a different spin that I have on imposter syndrome, right? Okay. Sometimes you actually are the imposter because you don't want that job.
Sure.
You don't want to do that.
Exactly.
So, I mean, yeah, there's sometimes you're in the situation where you're like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, when you're actually really called and qualified. But if you flip it on its head, I have actually been in some positions where I am the imposter. I don't want this job. I don't like doing what I'm doing, and I want to do something else. Yeah. Right. And it's so cool. I know that you're plugging the city of Indianapolis, but really wherever people find themselves,
100%.
Get connected. Yeah. Ask questions. Like, I know that obviously the mics are hot right now and we're having this conversation, but this conversation is catalyzing so many things in my mind and heart. It's like, okay, what can I be doing different? Am I asking the right questions? Am I writing the story that I want to read? I mean, this conversation needs to happen in coffee shops, at the library, at tea shops. Exactly. And so we just all have so much to learn. And so much to teach one another, too.
Exactly. And if we just take the time to sit and listen, like I feel like today in the society that we are currently operating in, it's always loading up a response. And we don't take the time to actually sit and hear what the other person's saying, to understand their actual experience and be like, oh, that can inform what I'm trying to do. Or, oh, it's just like a perspective I never thought of. Let me level up my own knowledge. Let me level up the game that I'm trying to be a part of.
Absolutely.
And like when we do that, again, it brings it back to that wholeness of the community. And it's you're making me think of something that Samson says a lot and has said recently about, if you don't tell people where you're from, how will we know good people are from there?
Wow.
And that's really resonated with me because I grew up in small town Indiana, and it took me a long time to really I wouldn't say that I'm still necessarily proud of it, but be proud of even being from this state. And it was like understanding that and thinking about, I have value here. Like that has been a powerful thing that I call on whenever I feel like the imposter. Yeah. And it's like, okay, how is this like amplifying and accentuating my value? How can I maximize that?
Absolutely.
For not just myself, but for the people around me.
Yeah, I also think there's an overemphasis of what you do. Yes. Right? Like we lead with that all the time. Like, oh, I'm this and this is my job. It's like, no, I just want to tell you who I am. Yeah. And from that emerges the value that I provide and the problems that I solve, right?
100%.
I think that our, generation is very concerned with purpose and very concerned with like all these things, which is great. But for me, I don't know if I chased down my purpose. I think it kind of chased me down.
Sure.
I was way more concerned with who I am becoming besides what job I want to do. Like, I mean, when you see me out hooping, I don't even know if we talked about like, oh, what job do you have? Until we were shooting, rebounding, other people were doing the workout. And it's like me, you, and Samson that are like hooping. It was very inappropriate, but
I blame him.
It was totally him. I actually think we're talking about Samson a lot. Like that's my brother for real.
100%.
And I do want to tell the story.
Go for it.
Because that is so cool. So Samson Livingston, Mr. Walk and Talk himself. I don't know if he knows this, but I was actually in the stands of an Indiana Fever game 2 years ago, and Samson was guest hosting. He was the guest MC. And I saw him doing that, and I was like, that's it. This is what I want to do. It was that day. Then I met Allison Barber, right, the CEO of the Indiana Fever. I met her that day. I didn't have any requests yet. I was just like, hey, I just want a relationship with you. You know, can I get your contact, email, phone number? It wasn't until months and months later. But when I saw Samson doing that day, I was like, man, this is me. And then, I followed up. I was like, do you do this a lot? He's like, no, just like when I have time. I got to be there early, and I got walk and talks and stuff. But seriously. And guess what? Samson's the same guy that every time he sees me on the mic, he's like, let's go.
Yeah, that was a great Samson impression.
Yeah, it is. He goes hard at Indiana Pacer games. But isn't that so cool? It's
100%.
It's like sometimes you don't have to look on the internet for inspiration. You just look around you.
Well, that's the thing. I think we live in a time where it's so much easier to like get the instant gratification on TikTok or Instagram or social media, and it keeps us isolated, and that happened literally because of a pandemic where we had to be isolated, and a lot of that developed, myself included. Like, I found my own identity and like sense of belonging during the pandemic. And when we moved back to Indianapolis, right at the beginning of that, I was in that journey, or really started that journey. And after about 2 years, like when things started to open back up a little bit and I started to go out, I had been traveling to other places, and I realized that I think I'm in Indianapolis for a specific reason, and it's to like specifically help the Asian American community, be part of that community specifically. And it made me think about like, when I've lived here the previous decade, I had not made the connections with the people. I've been so focused on either my own tiny group that I was comfortable in, or like just being online. And I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. And I've got a kid on the way, and like I'm trying to build community for him that I never had growing up.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can only do that if I go out and meet people in the real world. Like I have to get outside of the online space and go shake hands and like make connections.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where our identity comes from, right? It's like who we are, all the influences that surround us. I mean, I am the best parts of every person in my community. Like I do this like my mom, I do this like my friend. I mean, I have learned so much with just the people that, I surround myself with, right? It's said that like you were the average of the 3 to 5 people that you spend the most time with. Like some people got to check your friends, right? It's like you cannot be hanging out with just anybody, because you'll become them.
Right.
Or they'll become you, right? Which would be awesome. Like, man, they get like me, tall, pretty,
I love it.
Just kidding.
The energy and the confidence. I'm here for it.
No, but for real. So confidence is something, though. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I always had it.
Okay.
So growing up, I was always smart, but I was never like the smartest.
Sure.
And I had to I had to work very, very hard to get those grades, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it came to math. And then even playing ball, even hooping, it seemed like there was always just someone better. Always someone taller, always someone faster, always someone stronger. And so really until my junior year of high school, I was very much a role player. But what I would do is I would go to the YMCA, and I would run game, right? Because there you don't have to deal with the politics. You don't have to deal with, And
especially in small town Indiana.
Exactly.
You're always looking, there's somebody else's name on the back of the jersey that's getting in front of you. And it's like, wait a second, I'm better than this person.
Or the principal's kid or cousin or the insurance agent. Like there's so much of that going on, right? But I just remember being like a sophomore and junior in high school, like is this the best there is for me?
Sure.
Like, is the best there is to me to be a mediocre basketball player? Now, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. By the time I was a junior, senior, like I was cold, and could hold my own, still can. But I was very mediocre, and honestly, I had the same fear in my career in life. It's like, is the best I'm gonna be equivalent to a mediocre high school basketball player? Like, I didn't even start till I was a senior. Am I going to have to wait that long for my career to get popping and for my purpose to be helpful? Thank God it didn't take too long, but I had to be real intentional, really.
100%. Well, So I want to ask you, you mentioned like you showed horses and pigs and you were really heavy into 4-H growing up. And I wondered like how much of that played into like your ability to communicate some of this confidence that we're talking about. Because I feel like I didn't do 4-H, but I had a lot of friends who did. I would always go to the fair because what else are you supposed to do in a 5,000 person town? But go to the fair in July. And like, I feel like you have to have those skills to be able to do that. Did that work in 4-H translate into some of the stuff that you're able to do now, like help set the foundation for that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. 4-H was an absolutely formative experience for me. So I did it for 10 years. So the time I was in 3rd grade all the way until the time I was in 12th grade. So I was a little girl when I started, and here I'm a grown woman at the end. What it really taught me is stewardship, right? Taking care of the things that I had been given, but also in just working really, really hard and working on your confidence, right? Confidence comes from preparation.
Right.
Right. There are like 2 pieces of the equation, especially like as I teach speaking. It's like you have to have the confidence piece, but you also have to have the competence, right? And I spent so many hundreds and hundreds of hours with my animals, right? When you're showing pigs, you're walking the pigs, making sure that they're in really good shape. You're feeding them, you're weighing them, all that type of stuff. When you're showing horses, it's got to look good. Right. But that also means that there's a lot of agility, a lot of physical, they have to work out. You got to stay fit too. Right. And so I think just the preparation is where my confidence has always come from, but also just believing in yourself. I have a really cool story about when I showed horses. Pigs, I was always decent at, but I was never the best. But in horses, so a surefire way to win in the horse game is spending a lot of money on a horse. Like, if you ever have like 50 to 70K that you just want to blow, buy a horse, like a really, really good horse, because then you'll always win, right?
Sure.
The horse that I had was nothing like that. I mean, he was priceless to me, but he was actually a rescue horse.
Okay.
So someone had starved him.
Damn.
And I rescued him. My mother and I did, which like horse people are crazy. Like you spend so much time and money on those darn things.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. So we rescued him, nurtured him back to health, and then trained him up to be this super talented horse. His name is Mickey, still alive. He's great and beautiful. Him and I won so many championships. We beat those $50,000 horses and made them look like, oh man. And that to me, that journey of like rags to riches, of going through trials and then winning trophies, I'm like, if Mickey and I can do that, I can do that with a little gift I got.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and then it translates into not only this building of confidence, the setting the table for being cold on the court, getting the ball in the basket, doing your thing out there, and then it becomes like the trophy. One of these trophies is being able to go to Purdue on a full ride. So how does that evolution play into like this growing confidence, this sense of identity, the sense of belonging that you're trying to either to seek or building upon? How does that change once you get to Purdue?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that full ride scholarship to Purdue was an absolute blessing. I already had pre-decided that I wanted to go to Purdue because there are a lot of people in my family went, and it was just great. Like you go to Purdue, you made it. Now, when I got the scholarship letter that I had won a full merit-based scholarship, it was just surreal. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian, and that was really one of the moments that I just felt the Lord providing and guiding. It's like, all right, I'm definitely supposed to go here, right? Because it's making sense. It's making sense, right? I'm definitely supposed to go here.
Yeah.
But I spent my first year there not really doing a whole lot of the things that I should have been doing.
Okay.
It was challenging. I mean, I was hanging out with people who could like kind of care less about school and kind of care less about me. And I ended up getting on academic probation. It was awful. It was awful because I was used to winning.
Right.
I was used to being successful. Like everything I touched, I worked at, and then it got good. And so that humbled me. But sometimes when you're at rock bottom, the only place to go is up. And so I had actually hurt my ankle at the co-rec playing ball one day. And then I went home over holiday break and looked at my grades that got me on academic probation. I said, something got to change. Like, actually, I don't think it can get much worse. Something has to change. And so when I went back to campus, I was like, I have 3 years left here, and I got to make them count. So, I had to start acting different, right?
Yeah.
Sitting in the front. Like, anyone who knew me at Purdue, at least sophomore through senior year, they know that I dressed business casual, sat in the first 2 rows, would ask questions, would volunteer for things, and would just put myself out there. And that's why when I went to go get the big internships, I got them.
Yeah.
That's why when I went to go study abroad, the whole thing got paid for, right? And so really like that big success was just a lot of small wins, right?
Sure.
Just like changing my attitude, my environment, my behavior. But definitely Purdue was an amazing experience. Like looking back, oh my gosh, the community I had, it was just, it was awesome. But I had to make a pivot, like who I was freshman year. I'm so glad that I came out a very different and changed and more valuable person.
Well, there's nothing like an injury to make you reflect on everything that's happening in your life, especially at that age. I injured myself with the co-rec many times.
Yeah.
Quick sidebar, how many games in a row did you run at the co-rec? What was your record?
Oh, wow. Well, if I had time, right, because it was always like a time thing, because the co-rec closed at like 10 or 11, I believe. And then through COVID, it was even more restrictive because I was there
that's a good point.
Yeah, I was there like right when COVID started. I would say like usually 7 games is my max. I had to tap out, you know.
I mean, 7 games is pretty good though.
7 is good, but also like I'm not going to lie, my teams were never that great. To the point that we could run and beat people 7 times. I also think, depending on different groups, right, as being a female, it was mostly men that I play with, right? And so some of them are like, great, respect me, respect my game. Because like, shooters shoot. Come on now.
Yeah.
Like, you could probably jump higher than me. You could probably run a little faster, but I will shoot it in your face. Like, that is not a problem. And never will be, right? I think, though, listen. No,
I love it. I'm here for it.
Well, because, and this is funny because one of my really good friends is a professional basketball player. And, like, when I play against her, it's sad. Like, she treats me like a baby girl. I mean, it's bad. I played in the City League last summer.
Okay.
And the points that I scored all season, she averaged in a game. So
damn.
Yeah, skill level is crazy. So anyone that's like listening to this is like, well, I don't think professional players are that good. They are.
That reminds me of the Brian Scalabrine videos where he's just humbling dudes who think that they could be a professional athlete. He's like, I was the end of the bench player. I'm 10 times better than you.
10 times better. Well, it's also perplexing to hear men, like grown men that are, you know, in their careers are like, you know, I could have went to the NBA. I'm like, so why didn't he? You know? And then also, unfortunately, a lot of people are like, oh, like I've got to be better than this player. I'm like, no, there's no way. Yeah, I mean, the very small percentage of people that make it to the league, they're still better than you. Stop playing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's only like what 250 players in the league, and it's like you think you're better than one of the 250 best players in the world. Like, come on.
Oh, I know. Anyway, but you know what? I'm not gonna knock if that's what makes you tune into the games and like stay involved. You know, half of the people who go to the games are like, I could have done that, but
100%. You got the audience refs. I don't know why I'm calling it the crowd refs, I guess.
Crowd refs. Yeah.
All the time.
Okay, but mad respect for officials and referees because
100%.
Because that's what I did in college, like to make money. And man, that game is hard. I mean, I don't know why, but as soon as you put the shirt on and the whistle, you just miss stuff.
Yeah.
But in the stands, you see everything.
I mean, because you're out there, you're moving, like, and you have your like one area that you're trying to take care of because you're on a team of refs, and it's been a hot topic this season. I feel like the ref situation, but
I think NBA officials there, and they're
and you're there in every game, so you see.
Well, it is actually quite funny. Like there are some officials that really like to get on TV. You know, like when they're making it, and they're like, the verdict is. I'm like, are you a reporter or an official? Man, it is so funny, but it has been like the greatest joy. Just being sidelined, watching the games, interacting with the fans.
Sure.
You know, so there's a really funny. So depending on what different game or activity that we're doing, sometimes I'll look for like a child to play the game if it's something fun and easy or a dance cam, or sometimes I'll look for an adult, right? And there was these 2 boys, they were probably just a couple years apart. And I asked them to do one of the dance cams with me. And so I was like, all right, guys, second time out, like, we're going to do the dance cam. And they're like, okay. And so I was stalling. And then I asked them, like, hey, do you play basketball? This kid was maybe like 5 years old. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, what position? And he goes, offense. I'm like, wow. And his mom is like, no, you play guard. But I was like, man, you could make it to the NBA. That's all they play too.
Exactly. He has it in his mind already. He's got the mentality. Yeah. That's the Steph Curry effect right there, I think.
My gosh. That was like, he thought a second and he said, offense. I'm like, man, me too. Me too.
I feel you, young one, 100%. So you find yourself in Indy, you graduate from Purdue, you're here now. you already have a job and stuff lined up, but I feel like you are, well, I guess I want to ask, like, how does your sense of belonging and purpose change once you get here? Does it change, or is it something that you're just continuing to build upon after what you found post freshman year at Purdue?
Wow. Sense of belonging is important. We all need it. You know, it doesn't have to be 10 people. Sometimes it's 2. In my case, it is just a couple of people. I find safety and security in having just a couple of folks that know me well and love me deeply.
Right.
I think at Purdue, actually, I like to know everybody. And honestly, I liked to have been known by everybody too. Like, that was really important. But I think now, I mean, I have my few select friends, you know, obviously business partners and clients are different. A lot of times they become friends.
Sure.
But really, I don't think you have to have a ton of friends. Now, it is important to be engaged in community, right? So you're accessible, so you can share stories and provide value to others. But yeah, I just have a couple of best friends. Really, really privileged to have a really loving partner, and he's great. I also love, like, when I win, he's like, yes, this is happening to us. I'm like, yeah, it's happening to us.
Yeah, you're right, I guess.
It's like we both host for
He's
this.
just living vicarious through you.
Hey, but I love it, right? Because that's when it's so hard to really learn from one another if you don't get close to people, right?
Sure.
I used to keep people kind of at an arm's distance away because I'm an only child. And honestly, I got let down a lot, right? People would claim to be close and like, oh, I got your back. But then when you needed someone on your back, they weren't there.
Yeah.
And so I think that I was quite guarded for a while. You know, I was just like, I just keep it business, standing on business.
Right.
And now I'm like, oh no, I'm actually like really human and emotional. And I'm going to do all these super cool, dope things, but I also need someone to just do life with.
Yeah. Well, it's like, because like you said, you know, it's different. Like clients and businesses and things that you work, or people that you work with, aren't always your friends. And this is what I talk about when I talk about community a lot. When I found the adoptee community, the big thing was, it was like, oh, this is a whole group of people that I just need in my life. Mm-hmm. And I eventually learned that, oh, okay, like it's good to be a part of this community. I am, but not everybody is moving at the same wavelength. Not everybody is aligned. And you don't whittle it down, but you find the right people. And when you find the right people, that's when you really hit your stride and start moving forward in a good way.
Absolutely. It is an absolute puzzle. I mean, there are so many people that I know loosely, which are cool, and we have each other's phone numbers, but we don't really kick it on the weekends, which is fine. Right. There's some people, like, we're work besties.
Right.
Or, you know, like there are so many people that I see and interact with in the stadium that, man, they'll come up to me, give me a hug, ask me how my week's been. I'm not sure if we know each other's names, you know?
Sure.
So it's like sometimes those weak connections, those weak ties, professionally, those can be really beneficial.
100%.
So, but community is important. I mean, I am so blessed to have a strong community, right? I have a strong church community. I have a strong young professional community. But then I also have a few older people who just love me, care about me, pour into me, and counsel me. And correct me, for sure. They're like, hey, do less of this.
Right. Well, it's accountability. It's like, hey, you know, you can be accountable too. It's okay. It's okay. And I feel like one thing that I really just get from you is the sense of, like, you are who you are in all of these different spaces. And I think that's hard for people too, because you feel like you have to put a mask on and move and operate differently in a different setting. Like, as opposed to work, as opposed to friends, as opposed to family. Do you feel like you have, like, your set in who you are and you're able to move between these different spaces and be that same person?
Yes, I am me through and through. I don't know how to be anybody else. And even if I tried to be, I think I would be just not a very good version of them, right?
100%.
A lot of my success has been rooted in authenticity, right? When people reach out, they don't just want anyone to announce their event, right?
Right.
They want to work with me.
Right.
For the skills and the expertise and the energy that I bring. And no one else can do it like me, and no one else can do it like you. But that's the beauty. Right? Like, the reason that you buy one product rather than another is because one's just a better fit, right? And so when I think about who am I consistently? What is authentic to me? I mean, and things evolve, right? Things change. But I'm just so grateful and thankful that I'm just secure in who I am, and I'm never going to try to be anyone else.
I love it. You are you, and there's no one youer than you.
Shout out Dr. Seuss.
Shout out Dr. Seuss, minus the racist stuff that happened.
Yeah,
but anyways,
minus the racist. Yeah, that's
really
unfortunate.
So We are in All-Star month. I'm calling it a month because I feel like we got stuff going on the entire time.
For sure.
What are you most looking forward to that is just like on your calendar, you got to make sure, besides like the games and stuff, but like what are you most looking forward to being and seeing and doing?
NBA All-Star 2024. Remember, the game's not just coming to us. We are the All-Star, right? You are the All-Star. Regardless of where you sit, if you have a brand, business or not, you are the All-Star. Connect with people. Be downtown, go outside, come to these events. I would say, and I know this is coming out in February, so I can say this, right? Because it's not like public yet. But there's going to be some epic things happening at the Indiana Convention Center, which is NBA crossover. And what crossover is, it's everything that is attached to the game of basketball, right? So it's food, art, culture, fashion. I mean, I'm talking about celebrity and athlete interviews. There's going to be an NBA G League dunk contest. You got to get to the Indiana Convention Center. And it is just going to be a collision of the best parts of the game of basketball and of our city. Like, we have got to get in there. I know there's also going to be like a lot of parties and stuff at night. I don't do that, but what I do is culture. And what I love to talk about is anything basketball, business, and community. Like, that is me, basketball, business, community. And NBA crossover is the perfect compilation of all those things. So if you're hearing this and you're looking for something to do All-Star Weekend, that's what you need to do. Go to the Indiana Convention Center, NBA 2024 crossover. It's going to be dope. I cannot wait. I am hosting the crossover conversations. And I'm getting to talk that talk with some people that a lot of us know and love. So super, super excited about that. As well as I'll be hosting not the real All-Star game, but I'll be hosting the Rising Stars game.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
that's what's up.
Yeah. So I'm super excited about that, right? Victor Wembanyama is going to be there, and he's huge. And that's like, it's just so interesting, like with people who are that tall. It's like, wow.
Yeah. I just saw a picture of him dunking over somebody who's 6'10".
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody. But it like looks like he's 2 inches off the ground and his arm is up at the top of the back.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what is happening here?
I know.
It's wild.
It's like, I can't even dunk like that at Sky Zone where they have a trampoline to help you.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's okay. It's fine. We do our thing. We shoot. We shoot the ball.
Exactly. Let's shoot or shoot.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Dunkers, I guess they dunk. That doesn't flow as well at all. But I would really, really encourage people to just get downtown and have conversations, share your story, ask people for their contact, stay in contact, follow up, please, right?
Yeah.
But I think that it's a really important time in our city for our people.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of brands and businesses, the biggest ones in the world, coming here.
Yep.
And so it'd be a shame if we didn't get connected.
Right.
And I just know that there's going to be so many amazing collaborations that emerge from this. And so use those 4 days, right? And I'm saying 4 days because it literally starts on the 16th. Yep. It goes the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. So it starts on Thursday with a tip-off event right outside of Gamebridge. And y'all, some of these things are free. Now, some of them you got to pay to play, which I'm not going to be playing those games, right? but some of them are free. Some of them are lower cost, right? And just get close, right? Park your car, Uber, take the bus. I don't know, but get downtown because it's going down. Come on, Gamebridge Fieldhouse, let's go.
Man, I don't know if we can get any more hype than that. And it's like every single time you speak, I just see why you're on the court, why you're doing this, why you're hosting all these games. It's important to have somebody like yourself here from Indiana, come to the city, come and then be one of these voices that leads us through all of the seasons, everything that we're doing. I think it's super exciting, and it's a big privilege to be able to sit here and have this conversation with you. I've got a few fun questions just before we wrap it up here. And again, I just really cannot thank you enough for taking the time to have this conversation. First question is, we already talked about it at the top, but we got Rookie of the Year, Aaliyah Boston. We have the number 1 pick in this upcoming draft. Like, is it Caitlin Clark? Like, do you think that's where we gotta go?
My goodness.
I just need to hear from you, somebody who's in it, in the ish.
Yes. Well, I mean, I'm definitely not speaking on behalf of the team or franchise. Like, let me do the disclosure there. But I mean, if Caitlin Clark comes out, come on, she's coming to Indiana, baby. Yeah. She's coming to Indiana. Let's go. She's a Midwest girl,
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Iowa here. So there's also a misconception, though, that if a really high-paid NIL player comes to the WNBA, that they lose money. No, that's so wrong.
I just saw a story about that.
Exactly, yes. Aaliyah Boston, thank you, set the record straight. But if you come out of college with big NIL deals, they'll come with you.
Yeah, why would they go somewhere?
They're not partnering with the college.
Yeah.
They do not care about the college. They care about you, about the athlete, right? And so Caitlin Clark has a super bright future wherever she goes, but I hope that her future is bright right here with the Indiana Fever. We needed a championship team again, and if she comes here, it's going to happen. So
100%.
Regardless, though, if we get Caitlin Clark or not, I'm going to need Gainbridge Fieldhouse filled up for the 2024-25 season.
Hell yeah. I'm bringing my kid. We're going to make it happen.
And by then, they'll be 2 months old.
Yeah, right?
It's like 2 weeks old, All-Star game, 2 months old.
That's okay. I'll put them headphones on. They'll be all right.
Listen, you got to.
Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, they can be whatever they want to be. Whenever they're listening to this, you can be whatever you want to be. Also, please play basketball.
Yeah. Please, just consider it, please.
Yeah. Think about it.
Yeah, I'm just going to submit this to you for consideration. Yeah, I mean, honestly, support women's sports. It's unsaid now, but women's sports are amazing. Sport is amazing, right? Yeah. And talent is amazing. So why wouldn't you want to be in the position to see it happen? Exactly. History was made with Aaliyah Boston this past year, right?
Yeah.
And people were loving it. I mean, it was just amazing and epic. And so Pacer Sports Entertainment is investing so heavily into the team, and we're just making the game better. So you don't want to miss us this year.
Exactly. You don't want to be the person that's hopping on the bandwagon after it's already been done through the station.
Exactly.
Be on the train now.
Get on the train. Seriously, 100%. Call up that ticket office. Say, hey, I want this package. Right? Shoot, I want season tickets because we have fun. And what's so interesting about Fever games, right? Sometimes the NBA games get expensive and they get incredibly crowded and a little chaotic sometimes, right? With the parking situation. When it comes to Fever games, it is family-friendly, family fun. Everything's centered around family and kids and fun. And so I just am elated to invite people to Gainbridge Fieldhouse to support your Indiana Fever in 2024.
Hell yeah. On the other side, Pacers just completed a big trade. Pascal Siakam on the court now, looking pretty good. People said he was going to be a good fit. I was a little, I was like, I'm not 100% sure. Looks great. I like the fit. Your perspective, where do you think that places us now in the East as we move towards the playoffs?
I think for me, it's a little too early to comment on that because
okay.
I'm just going to need to see consistency and leadership.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
When you give up what we gave up to get him, man, you better bring something, right? And I see that trade being made for the future, right? But also to set us up really strong in the near future. But I mean, that's a lot to give up, right?
Yeah.
A couple first round trades as well as Bruce. Shoot, buddy just got here.
I was very sad to see that he was in that.
Yeah, but it's all a part of the game. And if I'm being honest, there's the entertainment side that we watch, but then there's the business and commerce of basketball, which is way more complex, right? There are so many considerations that go into that, and I'll let the experts be experts. But for me, I'm going to need some more time to really see.
For sure. Yeah. I'm not saying one way or the other. I do think that it's a win now move, and it also is looking at the future a little bit.
Yes.
I heard an interesting thing. You called us a young team earlier, and I actually saw that we're not that young. Hallie is young, but everybody else is 27, 28. Very interesting. So it's I'm interested to see this dynamic play out. I agree. Too early, but I'm excited.
Right. Well, and when I say young, that's so relative in the NBA right now, right?
Point. That's a great point.
Why are we calling 25-year-olds
That's true. LeBron set the
experience?
curve. You can play till you're 60 and you can still perform at a high level.
Hey, man, the GOAT. But seriously, I mean, I think just the spirit is young, right? It's even if they've been in the league for a couple of years, maybe got traded to some other teams, the spirit and the pace of play is young, right? And, our motto this year is revved up. And I really feel like they've embodied that. It's
100%.
Let's just show them, this in-season tournament, they didn't think we're going to make it. Look at who made it. Look at who made it.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. One more fun question, then we're going to close it out here. Generally, we have at All-Star a celebrity game. They pick Olivia West. She's on the court. You're on the team. How many points you putting up?
As celebrity game? Well, that's a hard question because some celebrities are real cool. They're real gifted, but they could be trash on the court. So I'm not sure. I'm going to be honest with you. Exiting out of my senior year, I was averaging 12 points a game as So, I mean, again, mediocre, but it was decent. Now when I play, brother, I'm lucky if I shoot 4 times. So, yeah, because just like the leagues that I'm playing in,
Sure.
But now at the YMCA, I will get buckets.
You
I
put it
also,
up.
and I've also realized, at the YMCA, you're playing at a rec center. If you pass the ball, you're not getting it back.
No, never.
So
Don't pass
guess
it.
what? I'm like, I might as well just do it, right?
You get a little breakdown, step back, put the shot up.
Exactly. And some days I'm feeling it.
Yes.
Some days in there, I'll start talking trash to these guys, and I'm like, let me be careful. Right?
I'm here for it. You gotta talk it. If you're hitting, you gotta be talking.
There you go. But
sure.
but I'm not gonna lie, celebrity game, I would just be happy to be out there. I'd be like, hey.
I will say, I guess Samson's episode's coming out after this one, but I will say Samson said a lot when I asked him.
Okay, but him on the court, he's different. He takes
nice.
videos of himself on the court.
I'm like, where are you setting this camera up, and who's allowing you to do this? That's what I think.
And he's mic'd up. I'm like, this is insane. He just produces his own
doing it for the gram
content. Yeah,
100%.
doing it for the that is one thing. He does.
Yeah.
When he hoops in the morning, he does it for the gram. And what's so funny is the people that he's playing against that he embarrasses, they just consent to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, go knock his camera down or something. Talk back a little bit.
I would never let someone post a video of them crossing me.
No.
Or making 4 3-pointers in my face.
I always am there's always one reaction that just makes me die laughing in every video. I'm just like, why did you do that to that guy? I'm
my
I
goodness.
can't believe you.
Yeah, it is.
Rude
And
man.
they'll just be like,
Yeah.
and run back. And I'm like, I would not let someone videotape me playing basketball like this.
Absolutely not. Olivia, thank you so much for sitting down, having this conversation, dropping so much knowledge on us, and getting us hype for All-Star. It's exciting time. I'm excited. Everybody listening is excited. So can't wait to see you doing your thing out here. Last but not least, how do we support you moving forward?
The way you can support me moving forward is if you know anyone that's throwing an event, you need an event host, someone to kind of bring that energy. I talk all things basketball, business, and community. So if you're hosting a pitch competition or you have some type of corporate luncheon that's historically boring, we can make it not boring, right? I can help make it fun. So if you, your business, your brand, someone that you know, maybe an employer that's hosting something, an event, call me in, let's partner, let's make it great. Let's make it fun, right? It doesn't matter. I mean, seriously, I have hosted pitch competitions.
You just hosted the All-Star one.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see who wins that $150,000 for their business. That's life-changing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
$150K? Let me have it.
Right?
It's like, give it to me.
Yeah.
But how exciting was that? 7 Indiana-based entrepreneurs pitching for $150,000 in seed money? Come on now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is so dope.
Again, you're the all-star. Right?
You're the All-Star. That's got to be the title of this episode.
Yeah, you're the real all-star.
Yeah.
Do it. There we go.
100%.
There we go. So basketball, business, community is what I like to talk about. I like to ask other people about. And so if you're hosting a conversation, I would love to be a part of it. Additionally, and I know this is coming out beginning of February, on February 22nd, I'm hosting a 1-hour conversation with Mr. Shannon Sharp. So it's going to be me and Shannon Sharp at Warren Central High School, February 22nd at 6 p.m., and I'm going to ask this brother about all the stuff you want to know about. Cat Williams, Coach, all of that. So that is a really awesome event. Steward Speakers is hosting that. It's a speakers bureau group, and they bring notable African Americans to the city of Indianapolis every year. And so we're hosting Shannon Sharp on February 22nd, and I'm hosting that conversation. The story of how that happened is for another day.
Sure.
All I'm saying is ask and you shall receive, right?
100%.
And then
you're manifesting all this stuff. I love it.
Amen. And then in April, we're hosting Coach Prime. Deion Sanders is going to be in our city. So I don't know if I'm hosting that conversation yet, but February 22nd, Shannon Sharp, pull up Warren Central. I will be there.
Speaking it into existence.
Yeah.
Here for it. I'm super excited for all this stuff. That's got me. I got a bunch more questions about that, but that's for another time. Olivia, I appreciate you for being here, for being you. Nobody is youer than you, and we are out here right now doing it. Everything that we just talked about, everything that Olivia brought up about what she's doing and how you can get a hold of her, as well as all of the stuff coming up for All-Star is going to be here in the show notes, so make sure you check that out. For us, episodes drop every Tuesday, wherever you get your podcasts, and on YouTube. If you want to support us, leave us a rating or review on all of those platforms. You can follow us on IG at Conversation Podpiece, and make sure you subscribe to the newsletter, Conversation Piece, the newsletter out every every Monday. Paid subscribers get exclusive access to our companion podcast as well, Conversation Notes. That drops every Wednesday. I cannot wait for All-Star Month. This is so exciting. It has been an absolute pleasure, Olivia, to have you. Can't wait for people to hear the energy that you bring. Until then, though, I've been the titular Patrick, and this has been Conversation Piece. See y'all soon.